What's up guys, Damian Keyes here, welcome back to the channel. It is that time of year when we delve into all of the new strategies and evolution of you releasing your music in 2021. And this year, because it's 2021, we've got the 21-day plan. Do you like what I did there? Because last year was 2020 and we did the 20-day plan. This year's 2021, yeah, you get the picture. But everything's changed. Everything has evolved, I should say. Things have evolved a lot because we've had this massive pandemic. On top of that, consumption patterns have changed, technology is still shifting and changing, as are the algorithms, and we need to be right bang up to date when it comes to how you release your single. So whilst there is a 2020 version of this and a 2019 version of this, this one is going to be the most in-depth and the most up-to-date with the strategies that you need to do right now. So first things first, we need to discuss why we're doing this, which is basically avoiding the 24 hours of promotion and then getting stuck. How many times have you just led up to that promotion, you've got your single ready, and then you have that release day feeling of like really excited and 24 hours of crazy, and then the next day you wake up and think, what am I going to do next? What's the next thing to do? I don't really want to bug people. And then that feeling of spamming. Oh, I don't want to tell you again to listen to it. So how do we avoid that? Well, we avoid it by being organized. We avoid it by having a strategy, a very clever strategy that evolves a couple of weeks before the release date, and on top of that, at least a week after it, which means we are then going from one single into another single. And instead of having this kind of feeling where it's like all promotion, don't know what to do for a while, all promotion, don't know what to do for a while, we've got this kind of smooth ebb and flow as you get momentum from one single into the next single. Now then, in case you haven't seen last year's 2020 release, this year is bigger and better, not only with more information, but we have spared no expense, because this year we have an iPad, and on top of that, a magic Apple Pen. Amazing. And as well as the 21-day plan, this year we are going back 6 weeks before the release, because I want to start looking into the things that you need to do pre the release strategy. So it's going to be a big one. Now, first thing we need to discuss is release day. We always work from the end and we work backwards. You need the release date first. Where is that going to be? Now, if you're going into January, February, March, this is good time to release music. So therefore, we need to release on a Friday. Why? Because Friday is International Release Day. Why? I don't know. It's changed over the years, but since everything's gone digital, Friday has become the home of international release. Now, can you release on any other day? Yeah, of course you can. But the problem is everyone else's calendar and diary is set up for a Friday, which means playlists, blogs, radio, TV, promotion, magazines, newspapers, etc. They tend to understand that this Friday release day signifies their week. So everything is in accordance with planning on Fridays. So if I were you, I would release on a Friday. It does make sense. And the next thing is we need to talk about what we are going to do over this video and over the next year, because things have slightly changed. And now there is a very clever model to help you not spam people and continually build your strategy. And that revolves around video, because over the years, video has become cheaper to make. Obviously, even in this setup, we are making this ourselves. It's not costing anything. Now, when you are looking at the biggest of big artists, they also understand that. They understand the amount of time, effort, and money that goes into making a song. For example, from having nothing, the song inception, through to the arrangement, through to the recording, through to the mix, through to the master, through to the distribution. All of that could take months and months and cost a lot of money. Whereas videos, well, technically you can knock videos together over a couple of days. So this idea of what used to be 10, 15, 20 years ago of the music goes with the music video, and we try and get that onto MTV or one of those sort of channels, and then we try and get the music video onto certain programs like the Chart Show or Top of the Pops, etc. That's kind of gone, because we now watch the video and we say, yeah, great, I watched that, thank you very much. But we don't watch these videos again and again and again in the same way that we used to consume it. Now, because of that, it means once we've watched the video, we've kind of done it. We've gone, yeah, brilliant, tick, thanks. So therefore, we need to come up with another strategy for then carrying on to promote it. Well, what's wrong with more videos? So this year's release strategy revolves very heavily around a video strategy, you making videos, but even cleverer than that, you making videos that aren't going to cost the earth. Instead of making lots and lots of music videos, which are going to cost you money and time, what you're going to do is you're going to start doing what I call the Christmas dinner effect. Think about Christmas dinner. You buy enough food to feed 5,000 people, everyone comes over, you eat loads of food until you feel fat, you argue and you fall asleep on the sofa. Brilliant. But what do you have for the next day, for Boxing Day? You have turkey and leftovers. What do you have the next day? You have turkey curry. What do you have the next day after that? You have turkey salad. What do you have the next day after that? You can see the pattern. We're using up all of the leftovers. You bought it, you cooked it, but we've got stuff left over. Now, if we're clever, we can use this strategy moving into our new 21-day release, because when we're going to make one music video, it doesn't mean when we're shooting, we have to shoot enough for one. We could technically shoot enough for 3, 4, 5 different types of music video. So, for example, you can have the official music video, the unofficial music video, the behind the scenes music video. You could have the lyric video, you could have the live video, you could have the acoustic video, you could have a collab video where you literally cut some of the lyrics out of the production, you get someone else to come and sing it, and all of a sudden you've got another stream on Spotify, you've got someone else to help you promote it, and you've got a chance for another video. And then even cleverer on top of that, if you're making 3, 4, 5, 6 videos for a release, which can help you push this out over a period of a week or 10 days, you can then do teaser videos of the big videos. What am I going to post? Well, I've got 6 videos for this one song, meaning I've got 6 chances to get this into someone's head, so that by the time they get to that 6th, 7th, 8th listen, they're like, I do like this, I am going to go to Spotify and I am going to listen to it. And then we can cut those down to make more content, the macro into the micro. We can take these big videos and say, well, let's do a teaser of the official. Hey, there's a teaser of the collab. There's a teaser of the unofficial. There's a teaser of any of these videos, the live performance, the acoustic one. So we're making lots of content, which whilst we're shooting a video, all we need to do is say, hey, while we're here, let's just plug everything in and do a live video. Or if we need to, mime a live video or do an acoustic performance. What have we got? We've got another chance to get that song into people's head. This is what I call the Christmas dinner effect of what we need to be doing with videos. So we're going to start 6 weeks out, okay? And there's a reason for this, because I'm working with artists all of the time. And because of that, there are plenty of artists who are putting their music on Spotify at the last minute. And what happens when you put music on Spotify or other DSPs last minute? Something goes wrong. Sometimes they put them on the wrong platform or the wrong profile. Sometimes it just doesn't go on at all, but things can go wrong. So therefore, the reason why we start 6 weeks out is very, very simple. If you're going to get your stuff mixed and mastered, you need plenty of time for things to go wrong. What happens if you get that mix back or that master back and you say, oh, I don't like it. Now I've got to send it back again. By the time you get it back, another week has gone. We're another week closer. And the last thing you want to do is get to that point where you've only got a couple of days left and you just think, oh, just get it out. Just get it out and I'll start again next one. So we need to leave plenty of time, hence the 6-week trailer lead up to the release date. Okay, it's 6 weeks before the big day. So therefore, we need to think about what we're doing that week, not specifically on a specific day, but just over that week. So 6 weeks out. Now, we need to make sure that we get the mix and master back and you're happy with it, because if you aren't, you still have a week or so, maybe even 2 to get it back. But ideally, we want to get it back that quick. We also want to think about artwork. We want the artwork back because we want to start drip feeding it in everywhere over your socials over the next couple of weeks. We don't have to announce it. We can just be quite clever with how we're placing some of the artwork. And then, most importantly, we need to have brand awareness ads. Now, this is really crucial. Instead of actually putting music out and then putting one advert which pushes people across to Spotify, which absolutely will build numbers, but what for? Because everyone's falling out of the bottom and not coming back into your Instagram. And so in order to retarget, we need to have them in a place where we can retarget. Let's say everyone becomes a big fan of your music. We need to be able to get hold of them and say, buy my merch or come to my gig. If we can't do that, they're just numbers on Spotify, and therefore we can't retarget them. So effectively, we need to build the party, as I'm always talking about. And by building the party, it means making great content, but pushing people into it. We need to have some kind of ads that push people in. And so therefore, you need to be setting this up early and drip feeding some money into saying, this is where the party's at. And that should be done at least 6 weeks in advance, if not all the way through the year. So you're bringing traffic through your Instagram so we can retarget. That all comes under the bracket of setting up the party. If you can set up the party so when someone comes in, they go, this is great, I love this, I'm gonna hit that follow button, at that point you've got them. Even if they don't, but they engage, you can still retarget them. So that's 6 weeks. Okay, next week, 1 week goes past. At that point, we're up to 5 weeks before the big release strategy. Now at this point, we wanna upload to Spotify and other DSPs. So I'm using Spotify as an example, but Deezer, Tidal, Apple, etc., etc., etc. We need to upload. If something's going to go wrong, we need the time to be able to get in touch with your aggregator, DistroKid, TuneCore, whoever it is, and say, there's been a mistake, I need to fix it. That can take a week. It can take a few days of stress. So let's just make sure we've got plenty of time, and guaranteed, if you leave plenty of time, nothing will go wrong. If you leave it to the last minute, everything will go wrong. That's just the way that it is. And the other thing that we do is we start thinking about shooting a decent video, because whoever's going to edit this also needs time to edit it. They can't do this in a couple of days, so give them plenty of time. So this is the week where we shoot our first video. Our whole strategy is revolving around video. This is the time to get some macro content. Then, on top of that, now we are down to 4 weeks. So 4 weeks, we want to get out and have a good photo shoot, because the photo shoot is key. The photo shoot is what's going to go into your hero picture. It's what's going to go onto your EPK. It's what's going to go onto your press releases. This photo shoot is absolutely crucial to the first impression to people when they are hearing your music and hearing about your art and you as an artist. So this photo shoot is crucial. It needs to be done with plenty of time, just in case they aren't good enough and you need to do something else. So week 4 or 4 weeks out, we've got this photo shoot. Then after that, we want another video. So at this point, we'll have a performance video maybe. You get to choose the types of videos, but let's say a performance video. And at this point, once it's gone live on Spotify, not live, once it's gone in the back of Spotify, we need to pitch to Spotify playlists, because that does take a few weeks, and you can do it a week before, but why not give them plenty of time? So it can be done 4 weeks before. That's when I would do that. Then after that, you can also set up your pre-save. So if you want to do a pre-save, then that's the time to do it. So that's 4 weeks out. Then after that, now we're dealing with 3 weeks. So we're getting closer to our 21 days. So at this point, another video. Let's make an example of a lyric video maybe. It could be acoustic video, could be a collab, could be anything else behind the scenes, but let's make a lyric video, or maybe a collab video. So we've got another video, another reason to get people there. On top of that, we can now start researching. The research with things like bloggers or curators, and start to figure out where we can put this music, where we can approach people to start putting this music. This takes time. It's not something that can be done on the day. So you need time to start working on this. And over this week, you need to go and start finding people and names and how you're going to get hold of them. And lastly, you set up the story so far. So at this point, you just make sure that you have your story all ready of your Netflix trailer. As people are going to go, who's this band? I keep hearing this song. I keep hearing about this artist. I keep hearing about this band. Well, you need to make sure that when they come in, the story is set. Now, at this point, we now go into the big 21-day release. Okay, so whilst this is a 21-day plan, the release day is not on day 21. We don't put all of the effort in to get to release day and then go, whew, done. What we do is we put release day on day 14. We have 2 weeks of build-up, of making, of exciting, of of getting momentum in order to get to release day, and then we go all out on release day, but we still have 7 more days of carrying on promotion without spamming. That's the key bit, without spamming, finding creative, valuable ways to carry on promoting your music, which potentially could even be 2 weeks, but we're going to go with this 21-day plan. So therefore, if release day is day 14, we are starting obviously with day 1. Now on day 1, I would suggest banners. If you are making your banners, you should make them early. They are fiddly and a pain, but by this point, you've already got your artwork, so you can start to make banners for your single. Now here's what I would suggest. I would make a couple of banners. One of them should say the date, and one of them should say out now. You can change your banners anytime you want. So therefore, 2 weeks out, here comes the date. On the day, it's out now. It's a call to action that tells people you can now go and listen to our single. So making banners, don't forget, different sizes for YouTube, different sizes for Facebook, etc. So you need to make your banners nice and early. And now we're going into a bit more research. So what I would do, hopefully you've already started doing this, but make a list of contacts, bloggers, curators, anyone that you think that you can contact and say, right, singles coming out or singles out. You want that list in front of you. The last thing you want to do is go, oh, it's press day or it's release day. Who do I send this to? All of this stuff needs to be done well in advance, and little bits of time per day doing more research stuff on this really helps you to have that timing where everyone goes at the same time. Then on top of that, you can make a list of playlists as well. So you can, playlists, sorry, and your pre-save link. Get all that ready so it's in one place. So now, if you haven't done all that stuff beforehand and you're panicking, this is the time to get everything sorted. Day 1, make sure you've got this. What we don't want to do is we don't want to start making every single day a crazy 6-8 hour day, because that doesn't help either. What we need to do is we need to say, look, I've just got a couple of things to do, and if I do them over 14 days, I've got plenty of time to get everything ready and excite my audience. And this is all we need to do for day 1, which then leads us in to day 2. Now, day 2, what we're going to do is we are going to write the old press release. If you've never written a press release before, now is the time to learn, because we want to start sending this press release out. So therefore, this is kind of like your PR day. So as well as writing the press release, we're going to call it press day, and we are going to start sending it to any press that we can think of. Now, you might have a PR company, but for this is all about you doing it yourself, you doing the DIY. So therefore, we're having our press day, we're writing a press release, and we've got a bunch of contacts. We're going to start sending this out. So we could even start potentially contacting people on the blog list or people on the contact list. Now, here's the thing with all of this stuff, and same when we come to radio, there is a really modern day dilemma about when you send stuff out, because the bigger the artist, the more time it needs to go into sending this stuff out. Because if you're a massive artist, every radio station, every TV is going to want you in their schedule, but they schedule months in advance. Brilliant. The problem is if you're not one of the biggest artists in the world and you're a smaller artist, they won't care until near the day. In fact, even if they do care near the day, if they start playing your single or promoting your single and nobody can actually go and listen to it, that's doing you no favors at all. So we don't want to be at a point where everyone starts playing your single and you're there being like, it's not out. So therefore, nobody can go across to your Spotify and you aren't reaping the rewards or the benefits. So therefore, what I would say is this is a good time to start touching base. You don't want anyone playing it or reviewing it really yet because it's not out, but you do need to start building these relationships and actually telling people, making it very, very clear that the date is coming up. So if they have got a schedule, if they are thinking about writing a blog for the next week or two, this is the time to do it. So this is press day. Then after that, we're in day 3. So day 3 now, we're doing the same thing, but we're in radio day. Radio, DJs. Now this depends what country you are, what city you're in. There are so many radio stations out there that will have a connection. Think about community radio. You are part of a community in your local community, so therefore your radio station is looking after you as well as everybody else, and you've got a good story with a new single coming out. Same thing when it comes to other connections. It doesn't necessarily need to be local radio. It could be that you are in a certain niche with your music, and therefore that niche has a radio station all over the internet. You've just got to find the right niche, find the right station, or the right show on the right station, and figure out how you're going to get in contact. Now, when I was a radio DJ for a couple of years, my job was to play up and coming artists, mostly unsigned artists. So I get stuff sent from all over the country, sometimes all over the world. And the way that I was found was very clear. It was on the website, my email address, because people were sending stuff in. So I wanted to be found. I want to find new music. So therefore, nowadays you've got Instagram, you've got LinkedIn, you've got a bunch of other ways, but your job is to start finding ways to get in contact with these either radio DJs or potentially music supervisors, in order to start getting your music placed on radio. Now we're going to go on to day 4. And now we're going to start making some teasers. So when I was saying about the videos, you want to get your videos ready, because what we want to do is we want to hit that big release day, and then we want to have a bunch of videos that keep people excited about the song. The song doesn't need to change, but the visuals do, because if you do that, people will go, I've heard the song. But if you say, do you want to see my new video? And they go, oh yeah, I'll watch your new video. There's the song one more time. So the teasers and the trailers is where we can start to build up excitement. Nowadays, we live in a world where everything is like 15 seconds. So why aren't we making 15-second teasers of the new video or new videos? And this is a time where you're going to make them. It's going to take you a few hours, but I want clips that you can start putting across Facebook stories, Instagram stories, so that you're just getting a little bit more excitement. Don't make one, make a couple. Make one of the chorus, make one of a guitar solo, make one of an intro, but just make it so that there's a couple of teasers of a couple of the videos so that people know what's coming, and again, it's not spam. Right, let's go on to day 5. Now what we're doing is we're going to make ad assets, okay? So now, ad assets are very, very important. The ad assets are not making the ads. Ad assets are making the adverts itself. So this is very, very important information. What we're trying to do is bring people in, look after them, and push them across, which means you need different type of adverts for that. We have to get past this idea of just clipping 15 seconds of a song, chucking it on Facebook ads, and getting people to go with a traffic ad across to Spotify. Because can it work? Yes. But why are we doing that? We're just trying to build up Spotify numbers without actually having the end goal of this return of investment, which therefore means we're not really doing ourselves any favors. So from the ads point of view, whilst we're bringing people in and people are engaging, they're liking, they're commenting, it means we can now retarget those people. If you know a decent amount about Facebook ads, then at that point you can get hold of that, make that custom audience, and then make a specific ad to say that your new single is out now and push those people across, and you've warmed them up. And Spotify is so much about quality data. What we're trying to do here in order to build this streaming machine is we're not trying to get 1 million people to listen to one song. We are trying to get a couple of thousand people across to Spotify to listen to that track in its entirety for over a short amount of time, to spike the algorithm so it wakes that algorithm up, so Spotify says, something's happening here. Then it goes in and it analyzes the data of the people and the connections and goes, oh, all of these people have some connections. And so therefore, these people also listen to these type of playlists. I think this music's going to be really good on these playlists. And what happens then is your spike starts to filter down into other playlists, which brings more people in, and that then builds momentum. And that's the key to this whole thing. So the ad assets is, how are we going to push people across? Does it have a call to action? Are we saying to people, the new single is out, swipe up and go to Spotify? Because if not, we're just putting some music out and just saying, oh, I'm so excited about my new single. Great. People go, okay, great. Well, what do I do now? So unless it says swipe up and listen to my new single, then it's just a statement. I'm very excited. Good for you. I'm glad you're very excited. So the ad assets of what you do, this is very, very important. Now ads are very fiddly, and I hear all the time, Facebook ads don't work. It's not that they don't work, it's that you need to understand how they work. So therefore, if you don't understand how Facebook ads work, wait until the end of the video and I'll tell you how I can help you with your Facebook ads. Okay, on to day 6. Now day 6 is very important because we are almost 1 week away from releasing our singles. So before we start promoting it, we have to get everything ready. So by that, what I mean, Instagram tidy, because you are about to go on a big date. And if you're going to go on a big date, you have to make sure your house is in order. You make sure your hair is trimmed, if you know what I'm saying. So therefore, we need to make sure that when people are coming in, we're about to get a big influx of people coming into Instagram. When they come in, they need to get those impressions. Now, the connections, which means if they're coming in and you've just been posting every day, going, here's some stuff, here's some stuff, here's some stuff, things might not be perfectly in context. So your job is to go through your Instagram and make sure anyone new coming in because of this single knows exactly who you are, what you stand for. They can find your music quickly. There's nothing worse than going, I want to hear you sing, and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. So you need to make sure that your house is in order so when someone comes into Instagram, it is all nice and tidy. Then after that, what we're going to do is we are on to day 7. Oops, easy. Day 7. So this is all about socials. So now we aren't just tidying stuff up, we are updating socials. We need to make sure that everything is ready. So therefore, your bio, you need to have your about section on every social media platform. We also need to have your link tree. We need to have your highlights. All of this stuff is very, very important. Just think of the party, just think of the venue. People are going to come in, they're going to stick their head around the door and go, do I want to come and spend time here? The answer needs to be yes. So therefore, they need to come in and see these connections. And if your bio speaks to them, if your hero picture speaks to them, then all of that information makes people go, yeah, this is good. So I'll put hero picture as well in there. That's the bit. So, and the same thing needs to be done, not just on Instagram, but on Facebook and on YouTube. Everything needs to be ready because we are about to go into the big push leading up to this single. So therefore, we are about to get people coming through. That traffic is coming through. We need to make sure that we're looking after them and they get what they want when they're on their way through, if that makes sense. Now, we're going on to day 8. Now, this is about updating Spotify. So Spotify is very, very interesting because what Spotify wants more than anything is for someone to come onto Spotify and never leave. Despite what they say, they want someone to never leave Spotify ever again. And that goes, I say Spotify, Deezer, Tidal, Apple, all of them. They don't want people to leave. So if they leave for any reason, then it's a problem. So you need to keep people on Spotify for as long as possible with your music, with your playlist, but also with your information. People will get a lot of information from your Spotify. So is all of your information up to date, especially going into having this new song? Have you got, for example, your about section up to date? Is your new hero picture and your banner up to date? Because now we're about to be releasing new music. This is the time to make sure that everything on Spotify makes sense. Your social media, are your social media platforms and links all in your Spotify? Everything needs to be on Spotify in one place so that people can go, this is good. New pictures. If you've got that photo shoot, you can start placing these new pictures in your Spotify. Your Spotify needs to keep people on for a little bit longer. And if you do that, not only are they more likely to listen to that song, to move it across to a playlist, to hit save, to hit follow, but also they're more likely to come back to Instagram. And that's the golden rule. We're sending people to listen to the song in order for them to come back. We're not sending them to Spotify so they drop out and we never see them again, because that is what is deemed as a disaster. So day 8 is all about Spotify. Day 9, right now we're going to start dropping. We are on the home straight to our single. So now we are going to start dropping the artwork. We're going to say, Everyone very excited. New single coming out. Check out our artwork, and everyone goes, oh, that looks good. I'm quite excited for this. We are building momentum and building excitement. The artwork is the first thing to do. So we're going to have the artwork, and then after that, why not create a playlist? Because at this point, you're going to start getting people across to your Instagram. You're going to start getting people across to your Spotify as they go, oh, I remember you. Or, oh, something exciting is going to happen. You're triggering some excitement. So therefore, give them something extra before we get to the single. This is important. If they're going to go across to Spotify because they just remembered you and they say, yeah, I listened to your track, give them stuff that's there, a new playlist or something which you can attach to your Spotify so that when they get there, you could even make that part of your social media at that time when you're putting in stories. Hey, new playlist, I've just put that on my Spotify. So we're getting people in the mood. You know when it gets to Christmas and all of a sudden you're like, unpack the Christmas songs, let's get in the mood. Well, you've got a new single coming out, let's get you in the mood. So we're dropping artwork, we're potentially dropping a playlist. And at this point, from here on in, I'm not going to write down every single time, but we are going in all on IG stories. Every single day, there needs to be at least 5 Instagram stories. The reason for this, people are coming into your Instagram at this point. If the red ring is not around your hero picture, you are not in the house. And if you are not at home, people walk past. You go and see your mate, you look up, his lights aren't in, he's not in, I'll go. If his lights are on, I'll knock, I'll come in. It needs to be there. So you need to be putting that red ring around the pictures, at least 5 Instagram stories, because when people come in, they might go, huh, oh, okay, cool. But you're building a connection. You're building a small connection with each one, and they're more likely to hit that follow button. And now is the time you need to do that more than ever. So from here on in, every day, 5 Instagram stories. Now, as you are talking to people at this point, one thing I would say is you need to let people know what is expected of them, especially people who want to help. So one of the things you're going to say is, can you do me a favor? When you listen to any tracks of mine, can you please listen to them in full and don't listen to small amounts of song, thinking that that's going to help you get more money or get more views. It doesn't. What we want is quality data, people to listen to the whole track. And if they want to do something extra special, they can take your track and they can put it into a playlist, one of their own playlists with a bunch of other tracks that they would listen to around it with artists who are similar. Now, those things make a huge difference when it comes to Spotify because we're feeding quality data to Spotify. So if anyone asks, what can I do? You just say, I just need you to listen to that song in its entirety and take the track and put it into your own playlist. Because then when it's in their own playlist, they're more likely to listen to it. Just like an old mixtape. I made that. I've listened to it. I'm at the gym. Maybe I listen to that playlist. I'm on a drive. Maybe I listen to that playlist. So we want people to get it into their playlists. Now, day 10, again, we're into promo. So now what we're going to do is we're going to change the banners. Changing the banners, and you can change them multiple times. Hopefully you've made a couple of banners, but this one has got the date. Now, when people are coming through your socials, I want them to be seeing that artwork, seeing that color, seeing that theme, knowing that something's coming as soon as they're coming in. As soon as you pop up for whatever reason, there it is right in their face. So changing the banners is important. And then we're gonna drop a teaser video. Just a 15 seconds, you could even do 30 seconds on Instagram should you want to. I wouldn't do longer than a minute, but a teaser video of things that are coming up. Is it the official video? Is it the lyric video? Is it a collab video? That's a time where you can drop something that people go, ooh, this sounds good. I'm getting a bit of a feel for this track. Now, at this point, you're not giving them enough so that they go, oh, I've heard that, I get it. You're giving them a certain amount for them to go, ooh, this sounds exciting. So 15 seconds is the perfect amount of time to do that. Again, back to your 5 IG stories, but effectively, we need to start building excitement and momentum. Now we're going to day 11. We are now getting pretty close. So at this point, we are now setting up ads. So at this point, when you're setting up ads, this is the point where we are about to push the button on them on the release day. But if you leave them till the release day, I promise you it's going to be an incredibly stressful day. So we want to get them a couple of days before so they are ready. And at the point where you can just say, push the button, go, and at that point on release day, they start to show ads to people who've been warmed up by your Instagram, and we're pushing those people across. So we're setting up the ads, we're not necessarily pushing those ads out. And then on top of that, back to your 5 IG stories. I'm not going to keep writing that down. Then after that, we're in day 12. So here we're going to drop a second teaser video. Can be a different video, could be the same video if you want it to be, but we're starting to give little tips away of the music. So people are going, oh, that was a fat riff, or that was a cool drop, or whatever it is that you just go, well, that was quite exciting. It can be 5, 10, 15 seconds. But again, we're just giving in, sprinkling a little bit more excitement into it. Then after that, you get your 5 IG stories. And then there's something else. I want you to think about setting up and putting a WhatsApp team. Now, by a WhatsApp team, you can use whatever social media platform, but there are people in and around your team, in and around what you do, who love what you do. And they could be fans, they could be audience, they could be friends, they could be family, but you're bringing them in and saying, look, just for a couple of days, I just need your help. I don't need a lot from you, but I'm going to set up a little WhatsApp team. Can I put your number in it so we're all in it together? So it builds a bit of excitement, like the old school street teams. Now, you can have 2 people in there, you can have 100 people in there, but what we're doing is we're saying we're going to get as much damage as possible. Music is so much about timing. The releases are incredibly important to know that you're trying to spike an algorithm, which means that scene in Braveheart where they're all stood there and he's going, wait, and the enemy's running. He knows that if one person breaks, then it's game over. So he's saying, I will tell you the moment that we will all go at the same time and we will win. And he's going, wait, 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 wait. Now. And as soon as he says now, everyone charges, and it's the most powerful. It's the same thing with your music. We're not trying to get 1 million. We're trying to get a good amount of people to spike an algorithm. 1,000 plays over a month, brilliant. 1,000 plays over an hour, now you've just done something incredibly clever and very smart, and Spotify will recognize you. So timing is crucial, and that's where the WhatsApp team comes in. Then after that, we've got day 13. So day 13, we are now 1 day away from the big release. So from here on in, we have to get our house in order. So firstly, collect assets. You don't want them all over the place, especially if you've got a few people or a band or whatever, and certain people have got different things. Everything comes together. We need everything in one place, so tomorrow is going to be nice and smooth. So right now, our job is to build buzz. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get excitement going. We're going to start telling people tomorrow's the big day. We're going to start even getting on the one-to-ones. We're going to prepare the team. This is a preparation day. On top of that, one thing I would definitely do, and this is something that artists don't do, set alarms. Set your alarm early to get up, but set alarms of things that you need to do. Once you've planned your perfect release day, have 30 different alarms on your phone. Don't forget to do this. Don't forget to do that. Have it actually go buzz, 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 do this now. Because that way it's going to keep you on the path, and you're not going to be sat there going, what should I do? I've put the song out, what should I do? That's what we're trying to avoid. So we're setting alarms. Then why don't we, this is just a thought, but why don't we set up the lyric video? You could, if you don't want to put anything out the day before, because it could be the night before, but if you don't want to do that, you could do another teaser. But what about, okay, fine, we might put it out a day before as some kind of lyric video or a part of a lyric video, so people can go, oh, this sounds really, really good, knowing that the official video is coming out the next day. What we don't want to do is the music on the day and some kind of official video a couple of days before. When it's out on the release day, we want the official video going out on the same day. So potentially you could look at either a lyric video or another teaser to say, it's coming tomorrow, we need your ears across the Spotify. And then after that, you've got your 5 IG stories one more time. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is today. It's day 14, which means it is release day. So we are ready for a big day. One thing I would say is you need as much time as possible. So if you're working a full-time job, you might need to get up earlier. After that, you might need to go later. It would be handy if you've got the full day, because we want to get as much potential in this as possible and get as much momentum as this as possible. But you know, I'm going to do everything I can with this plan so that all you need to do on the day is have a tick list of things. So firstly, as it's release day, obviously we need to make sure that release has come out. So if it hasn't come out, you've got a bit of a problem. It should have. If you've done everything you can through your aggregator, it should have come out. So check the release. Then after that, we are going to launch the official music video. And then after the official music video, we are going to change the links and the banners. We are now saying it is out now. So the banners need to say out now. The links need to say out now. Everything is pointing to this, which means email links. It means banner links. It means anything that you can do to say it's out, go there now. You'd be surprised how many people come through your YouTube, come through your Instagram. They might not subscribe. They might not engage. They might not follow. They might not even do anything. But that doesn't mean they're not there. And that doesn't mean they don't potentially aren't going to go across to Spotify. So all of these links need to be easy to get people there. Then after that, why don't we start reminding the press? And by reminding the press, I mean anyone who's taken notice of your track whilst you've been emailing them. Any curators, any bloggers, anyone on radio, anyone at all who's just gone, oh yeah, cool. This is the time to say, hey, we talked a couple of weeks back. I'm just letting you know, today's the day my new track is out. Now, that was crucial for me because I'd forget. People say, oh, track's coming out all of the time. And I'm like, yeah, great. But if you don't remind me, it's just a normal day. This is your big day. This is your release, but it's not mine. But I'm quite happy to listen to it. I'm quite happy to play it. I'm quite happy to promote it if I'm a blogger, if I remember. If I don't, it's going to just be in the abyss. It's going to be in the bin somewhere. So let's have a little bit of a reminder. Then after that, I'm going to write this nice and big because this is crucial. One-to-one time. One-to-one time is so important. What we're doing with one-to-one time is we are actually spending hours of that day getting in contact. Instead of going to Facebook and saying, everybody, new singles out, everyone will go, brilliant, no problem at all. Whereas if you go into your email, into your text, into your WhatsApp, into your DMs, into your messenger on Facebook, and you say, oh, dude, can you do me a huge favor? Just let you know, the new single is out. Could you do me a favor and go and listen to the track in its entirety? It would mean the world to me. Most people will go, yeah, of course I will. No problem at all. 3 minutes out of my life, no problem. Plus, I'd like to hear it anyway. But if you don't, and it just pops up on some kind of Facebook page, most people will just see it and go, oh yeah, I will later. Or they'll go, yeah, whatever, and they'll just go straight past it. This is how we consume. So we've got to be able to get the attention. One-to-one is such an amazing way of getting that attention. So after the one-to-one, we need to set the ads to go live, because now everything is pushing people across. The new track is out, we need signposts. That's all advertising is. Don't get caught up with complicated advertising. All this is you saying, look, I've warmed you up, there's a new track coming out. If you think about your favorite artist, when there's a new song coming out, you want to know about it. We have to stop thinking that you're bugging people or annoying people with your music. You are solving a problem. You are saying, hey, I've got a new track out. And people will go, oh, thank God for that. I've been waiting for this for a long time. So no apologies. I don't want apologetic marketing. I want us to push people across. Hey, our new song's coming out. It's awesome. Get across there. At which point people will go, oh, brilliant. That sounds fantastic. Off I go. So those ads need to go live. Then we want hourly, yes, today, hourly social media updates. So therefore, I would say probably stories is probably the way, or Instagram, but you can put out plenty of social media. If there is one day of the year where you are allowed to slightly go over the top and slightly spam people with too many social media posts, today is the day. You will be forgiven. If you do it again tomorrow and the next day, people might get pissed off, but today you're allowed. This is a celebration. This is you're telling people about the journey, the story, the excitement, the emotion, how you feel, how other people feel. All of this goes into today. And then what about a launch party? Or if you can't have a launch party for whatever reason, you could have a live stream launch party. So then gets to 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and it's a celebration of the day. Guys, come and join me for a live session. You can be promoting this all the way through the day. You can promote it over the week if you want. Come and join me 6 o'clock, just so I can say thank you, just so I can play the new track and we can just have a celebration. And that's where I'll be. I'll be on Instagram Live, for example. So get that in. It's just another thing that you can do to A, promote, and B, look after your audience. So the thing with release day is, what we're not trying to do is make the entire thing around this day. If you've just gone fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, just give me what to do on the release day, that's why releases don't work. What we've got to do is make release day, one part of the process. And I don't mean one part of the process of one single. I mean one part of the process of the next 5 releases, 10 releases, so that we're building momentum again and again. We're building up, so we're getting more people, more excitement, more retargeted people to push across. So in which case, then we are going to the day after. Now, this is where everyone falls down. They just go, oh, don't know what to do next. Whereas we are going to say, don't worry, because we still have assets that we have built. We're going to use this song as an asset to bring people in. And on the next single, we're still going to use this song as an asset to bring people in. But day 15, now we're lucky because we made other videos. We went, hey, new performance video. And everyone goes, oh, that sounds quite good. That comes out today. So it's a performance video, same song, but it's a performance video. It's a different video. It's going to go in the second time. First time you hear a song, yeah, it's all right. Second time, oh, it's quite good. By the 6th time, you're like, oh, this is great. And then you're in the car, you're like, what was that song I heard the other day? I want to play that. So performance video comes out the next day. It's almost like another release day because now we've got a new reason to promote and we are not spamming. Then we're going to update your artist pick. Excuse my childlike writing. Artist pick on Spotify. Just when anyone goes to Spotify, you'll say, this is the song. This is the one you need to listen to. It basically is a pin. It pins it to Facebook. It pins it everywhere else. And you can be doing that across social media. Pin everything. So then you've got maybe a giveaway. So why not at this point we have a giveaway? So we've had our big hooray, do. We've got the single coming out. Now we're going to have a giveaway. What is it? Do you want to give away some merch? Do you want to give away some something a bit more personal? Do you want to give away some tickets? Whatever it is that you want to give away, have that plan. So today is the day where you say, today we're giving away this to promote our new single. Again, it gives you a reason not to spam. And then on top of that, you're going to pin everything, pin your new single, or video to your social media. So again, what we're doing is we are not allowing today to go down. We're going to say, no, this is just another release day. It's just that yesterday you heard it for the first time. But that doesn't mean you're not going to hear it again today. But I'm not going to spam you. I'm going to do this in a respectable, valuable way. And then we go on to day number 16. So what are we going to drop? That's right, some kind of video. We're maybe going to drop the second music video, I'm just going to say. But it could be the unofficial video. It could be the behind the scenes video. There's so many ideas for music videos that you could do. And what's great about that is they don't need to cost you any more money other than the time of editing what you've already made. So you get to decide what that second music video would look like. But again, the song is the same. We have to break out of this habit of saying, I've done that now. We say, no, this song is going to be promoted for weeks. It's just that I'm going to find different ways. And a different video is perfect. So we're going to drop that second music video. And at this point, we also need to start studying the ads. And I would say optimizing, if I can spell that, optimizing ads. Because optimization of ads basically means we've put something out, we want to see how we can improve them. Because if we're getting, 12p a click and we can get it down to 10p or 8p or 7p, the way we do that is the 1% rule with ads. And again, if you're not sure about ads, don't worry, wait till the end and I'll tell you how you can learn all of this stuff. But studying those ads, optimizing those ads becomes very, very important. And always remember at this point, anybody who is sharing your stuff gets a reshare, because what you're doing, even if it's 50 people, because you're valuing that person. If someone goes on their Instagram and plays their track or shares their track, you share the share of their track, because you're basically rewarding them. But what you're actually doing is you're showing everyone else that if they do that, they get rewarded and they're more likely to share it. And of course, if they share it, the more people who share it, the more it's getting out there. Shares is the fastest way to grow anything, and that's how something becomes viral. Then day 17, slightly more of the same. You get to choose the video, but let's say this one's going to be behind the scenes, maybe. Behind the scenes video, because it's another reason to get it in front of people. You get to choose the video, but this is the time. Maybe you could even do a collab video, but this is a chance to get more stuff. Then we're still promoting. It's day 18. You could maybe do the acoustic video. You could do the collab video, whichever one you want, and you get to be as creative as you want. Now, from my point of view, I've come up with a bunch of ideas, but you can come up with loads and loads of different video ideas depending on what your song's called. An amazing lyric video is really great. An amazing live video, acoustic video. You could have a choir behind it. You could just do different fun, extreme, creative things to make more videos. That's the whole point of this. And it gives you another reason. I can't stress that enough. And then after that, we are back onto ads. We are optimizing. We are constantly improving. Because if we're not doing that, this is when people just go, Facebook ads, they don't work. Now, the interesting thing with this is it would be so easy to go, well, hang on a minute, I've got my music video, I did an ad, but that's where people fail. This is about 1%. This is about more videos. This is about bringing value. This is about optimizing. This is about the boring. You know, yes, sometimes when I'm doing videos, I say the same thing. Why? Because I keep seeing the same stuff. Optimizing ads is boring, but it works. And if you want to get your ad click, your ad cost down so that more people get across to Spotify in order for you to spike the algorithm and get more plays, more playlists, and then build up and bring in more return of investment, sometimes we have to do lots of boring stuff. This is absolutely crucial. Then after that, we are now on to day 20. Day 20, we are going to do a live session. And at that point, and you know, you can do live sessions throughout the week, but a live session where you're going to go live and you're going to say, hey, it's been a week. You're going to tell people about the journey, what the last week has been like. This is a chance for you to perform a bunch of songs and maybe perform that single again. Don't forget, every time you go live, there'll be different people on there. So this is another chance for you to perform it. If you want to, you can stick it down into your IGTV, you can save it, you can put it across to Facebook, whatever you want. But this live session is a chance where you could start connecting. And I think live sessions for these releases is a really powerful way for you to get the one-to-one. Because someone pops up and you start having a chat. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm just really excited because my new track's coming out. You should be saying that 100 times a day. How you doing? Yeah, really good. My new single's coming out. I'm really excited for it. And so at that point, you're just ramming it home. And I feel like there's always this, I don't want to spam people message. Oh, I just don't want to really ram it home. But I can promise you, having dealing with hundreds and hundreds of musicians all of the time, over the last 20 odd years, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of musicians, where you think is the line for pissing people off is usually nowhere near the line for pissing people off. Just because you've promoted it twice, you haven't pissed people off. Unless you're promoting it hour after hour, day after day, week after week. At that point, you just go, all right, I get it. But we are not at that point over 1 week with different bits of valuable content. So please don't think that you're spamming just because you're saying, hey, my song is out in a different way. It's very, very important. So live sessions is a great chance to do that one-to-one. And one more time, we're going to do some kind of performance, or we're going to give people a reason one more time to remind them about your track. And then after that, we are 1 week into it. We are 1 week in, and this bit's really important. I think this day is crucial, and I don't think people do this. This is the thank yous. This is the time where you're actually going to go and thank the people for making a huge amount of difference. And I don't mean going back onto your Facebook or your Instagram and going, cheers guys, it was really, really good. I mean, you're going to spend hours and you're going to do voice messages. I'm even going to write that down. Voice/video messages, because it makes a difference. If you just go, thanks so much for this week, great. But if you do a video and go, Dave, honestly, thank you so much. I just wanted to say I've had such a great week. The single's doing so well, and I really want to say thank you because you did an amazing job, or because I really appreciate the fact that you just listened to the whole track. So thank you so much. It goes a long way. It goes a long way. So thank yous are very important. Thank everybody individually. And then after that, the next thing is what worked. You have to study. Oops, what happened? Or, spell that, oops, / what worked. You're going to write this stuff down. You are going to analyze it. What worked, what didn't work? What are you going to do for the next single? What can you do better? Just the same as we optimize the ads, we also optimize the release. On the next release, the second single, I want more momentum. I want to start building up, which is why this is a strategy that you can repeat time and time again because it's different videos, different trailers, different music. So you're allowed to do this every 4 to 6 weeks without pissing people off. So therefore, your job is to say what happened next. Write it down so we can optimize the next strategy. So there it is, your 21-day release plan for 2021. Now there's a lot of detail in there. Obviously, it's not as simple as just saying bang all that stuff out. There's so much in there. And if you want to know more, if you want a lot more of that detail, hours of detail, then I have built a roadmap to 1 million streams in DK Music Business Academy, including everything from playlists, ads, brand awareness, everything else that you can think of. So if you want to come and join me in DK Music Business Academy, there is a link in the description and I would love to have you there. But otherwise, if you can do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We won't be doing this one for another year. And more importantly, come and be a part of this community because it's growing every day and I'm so proud of it. But thanks for watching and I'll see you guys soon.